welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can do object detection using MediaPipe on live camera preview in React Native's new architecture for Android. So let's get started. So first what you need to do is you need to go to this particular documentation over here, and from this you need to download all these models. So you only need to use one model, but for now for development purpose you can just download all of these models at a time. You can only use one model, but you can play around which models make sense for you. So you can just download all these three, then download all these three, and then download these two as well. Okay, so once you have downloaded, I'll just show you guys the output first so that things would be more clearer. So here I'm mirroring my device. So here you can see first it is asking me for camera permission. I'll just give the camera permission, and here you can see it is able to detect my bottle. So now sometimes it is getting confused with a cup as well, and the bounding box seems a little bit off. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the model, I guess, or maybe I have done something wrong. I'm not able to figure it out, or maybe it's because I'm using a cheap Android device. So that's why in that case it does get a little bit off as well. So here I'm just moving my camera, but here you can see it seems a little bit off. But anyways, hopefully you got the point. So yeah, that's it. Let's see how to achieve this. So first you need to go to this documentation over here, and you can create a React Native project by running this. I'm using React Native 81, which is the latest at the time of me recording this video. Then if you see, we need to create this specs folder. So once you have created a React Native project, create a specs folder inside the root of your React Native project, and inside this we need to create this particular file. Now in this particular documentation they have given us the example of web view. So web view does not make sense in our case, so I have written it as my camera. Now this my camera name is very important. You can use whatever name you feel like, but this name will be used in multiple places, so be careful with that. And also this native component is important because later on when we run code generation command. So let me just cd to my React Native project as well in the meantime. So okay, so this is my React Native project, right? I'll clear everything out. So later on when we run the code generation command, React Native should be able to find our TypeScript file. That's why this native component is important. Now inside this I have just copy pasted all the code from the documentation. So but I have commented removed few things. So firstly, we don't require this event, we don't require this prop, and we don't require this event as well. So I have removed this, and instead of custom web view I have written it as custom my camera. That's it. Then go to package.json, and you need to copy paste this particular bit of code over here. So if you see the docs here, you can see again instead of web view you need to write my camera. So I have written it over here, as well as over here. Then again scroll down, and then you just need to copy this command and run it. So I'll just copy this and run it. So this will do code generation for us. So I've already ran this command previously, that's why it was pretty quick for me, but in your case it will take a bit of time. Now ignore this file, we'll come back to this file at the very last because this will be completely different in our case. So next we need to create this my camera folder instead of web view and this particular file, right? So what you can do before that, few other steps: go to Android, go to app, go to build.gradle, and here you need to add this dependency. So MediaPipe task vision, camera core, camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, and constraint layout. Then you need to go to src main, and here you create an assets folder and just drag and drop all those TensorFlow light models which we downloaded from MediaPipe documentation. Then you need to go to Android manifest.xml, add this uses feature of Android hardware camera as well as camera permission over here. Then you need to go to Java com and create this my camera folder. So first you just create this overlay view.kt. Now this I have copied it from the MediaPipe documentation, so I'll simply scroll through this. So basically the job of this is to draw the overlay on the detected objects, nothing else. So that's why I'm simply scrolling through this. Okay, then you need to create this object detector helper.kt. Now here we are actually initializing our object detection. So again I have copied it from the MediaPipe documentation, that's why I'm simply scrolling through this. So here you can see we are referencing the TensorFlow light model. Like I said, we are not using all the models, but if you are getting very bad results, so instead of so here you can see we are using this efficient net underscore light 0, right? Maybe you can delete this and try using this light 01.tf light. Okay, so it's up to you what you want to use, so I'll leave that up to you. And So yeah, here we are initializing our object detector as well. Here we are detecting, like this is for video file, so you can ignore it, we are not doing it for video file. In our case we are just doing it for live camera stream, so this is helpful for us. Okay, then here we are returning the results. Here we are returning any error. This is also not helpful, so I have already made a separate video on detecting it from a static image, so a year ago. So if you want, you can use that. So here is our data class result bundle, here are few variables, and this is our listener as well. Okay, then here we have, first we need to create this react my camera manager.kt as specified in the documentation over here. Also, yeah, make sure you create this my camera folder inside com as well, because the name should match our TypeScript file. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that. Now this I have copied it from the documentation, so but everywhere you see web view, I have replaced it with my camera, but I have removed few things. We don't have any props, so I have removed this. We don't have any callback, so I have removed this as well. So that's what this code is. Then you need to create this react my camera package.kt as well. So again, these are all the imports, so feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports which are there. Again, here is our react my camera package.kt. again, instead of web view I have replaced it with my camera. So yeah, that's all there is to it, nothing else. Then here you can see inside main application.kt, so I'll just come over to demo main application.kt. this is the import, and here you need to add this particular line of code as well. Then you need to just go to app.tsx and let's see how to use it. So first you just write all these imports. Here I have one state for camera permission. Here I am just requesting the camera permission, and if it is granted I make this as true. Inside use effect we call this method, and if camera permission is granted then we just display my camera view, else we just display this text component, and these are all the styles for it. Now coming to the main code of react my camera.kt. So again, first this is the package name, these are all the imports. So here we are first extending from constraint layout, we also extend this object detector listener as well as lifecycle event listener. Here we initialize the preview view as well as overlay view. Here is our background executor. Then we set the image analyzer, preview, camera, camera provider, camera facing as well. Here is our object detector helper. Then here we set few variables. So here instead of model efficient net v0, if you want to use different one you can use that as well. Then here we get hold of our current activity. Here we set the constraint set, and here we make sure viewfinder occupies the entire width and height of the screen. So that's what this code is about. Here we call one method as well, I'll talk more about this later on. And similarly we do for our overlay view as well, we make sure it occupies the entire width and height of the screen. Then here we set the constraint layout, we add this overlay view of running mode, we initialize our object detector helper, and we call setup camera. Then why we are using this method? So this is basically a hack which you need to do. If you don't do this, you will not see your live camera preview, you will just see a black screen. If you want to learn more about this, you can just go to this particular URL over here. Then inside setup camera, we get hold of our process camera provider, we add a listener, we initialize our camera provider, then we call bind camera use case. Then we initialize the aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector, here is our camera provider, then we initialize our camera selector, we initialize our preview view, we initialize our image analyzer as well, and then we just do image analyzer dot set analyzer. We unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle over here, we set the surface provider. Then here inside on error we just log it to the console. Inside on results we send the results to our overlay view. Inside on host resume, if object detector is closed we set it up. On host pause, if it is initialized then we clear it, and inside on host destroy we just shut down our background executor as well as await termination. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.